for Hart Island, a public burial ground that lies to the east of the Bronx. The land is wearing away, exposing decades-old bones and skeletons.
My baby was buried right near the water.
When the COVID-19 pandemic first started to set in, experts were unsuspecting of these horrors that it would cause.
Haunted abandoned mansion. With the drones available at hand, gone are the days when ghost hunters would have to take extra risks in assessing the risk of a haunted area. Ghost hunters, after getting the news of a decade-old abandoned mansion near the city of Baghdad, Iraq, decided to fly a drone to check it out. As the drone zeroed into the area, the operator could see a strange human female-like figure that was standing next to the wall. The pilot attempted to get a closer look at the ghostly figure, which started to get a clearer view, until the drone footage started to get blurry, making the operator pull it out of the location. Dobby-like alien. Although Dobby may be a fictional character in the Harry Potter series, this drone camera footage would say otherwise. After having set up a camp for the night, a drone pilot decided to canvass the nearby terrain until his camera randomly captured a mysterious extraterrestrial type having the closest resemblance of Dobby that was peeking from the side of the tree. It showed almost no movement and remained idle as it was staring at the drone in a curiosity while leaving the operator but curious and terrified. Could this actually be an alien of some kind or just some ghost that the drone operator managed to pick up? Do share with us your opinion in the comments. Bigfoot encounter. Forests tend to be so vast that you can never be too sure what you might find. A drone pilot was flying his drone in the forest and creek of Farmington Canyon in northern Utah when he noticed this huge walking Bigfoot-like being deep within the forest. Initially, he took it to be just another hunter until something came out of nowhere and moved past by his drone quite fast, almost as if it were meant to take down the drone. It seemed odd, but the pilot didn't think too much of it until the footage was reviewed. While no one knows what it was, it looks like the Bigfoot didn't like getting spotted. Drone locates missing hikers. In June 2017, Douglas County Search and Rescue faced a critical mission, finding missing hikers in challenging terrain. With time ticking away, they deployed a cutting-edge tool, the drone. This unmanned aerial vehicle soared above the rugged landscape, its cameras capturing crucial data. The drone's ability to cover vast areas quickly was a game changer. It didn't take long before the missing hikers were spotted, and their location was passed on to the ground teams. The successful rescue demonstrated how technology, like drones, has become an indispensable asset in search and rescue operations, offering a bird's-eye view that can save precious time and ultimately lives in the most challenging situations. Hanging coffins. These aren't just display pieces hanging from the top of the mountain, but are actual coffins with the deceased. A drone footage shows the enigmatic burial practice found in regions near the Yangtze River of China. This ancient custom defies conventional burials by suspending coffins from cliffs, caves, or elevated spots. In China, the Bo people believe that this practice helps guide departed souls to the afterlife and protects them from malevolent spirits. Similarly, the Irigat people of the Philippines and Indonesia's Tanah Toraja practice the same technique to shield the deceased from floods, animals, and grave robbers, bringing the departed closer to heaven. Disappearing figure. What's weird about this figure is not that it is a strange enough looking figure, but it can also disappear at a moment's notice. A hovering drone managed to catch a moment on camera where a man-like figure approached and passed right underneath the drone. It had an appearance quite similar to a human being, but slightly different body structure and color. Within seconds, it disappeared, which begs the question of where or what happened. Now, no one knows if it was a case of alien abduction, a magic trick, or that it actually phased out of existence to avoid being surveyed by the drone. Evergreen Cemetery Forest. A group of explorers decided to visit the Evergreen Cemetery in Judsonia, Arkansas, to investigate the legend of the Ghost Mother until they heard loud crying and moaning sounds. So they decided to use a drone instead to explore. When they started looking for the source of the distress sound, they found this: a ghostly figure that was resting on the side of a tombstone until it randomly got up and moved far away from the drone. According to the drone operators, this was the spirit of a young mother who had a baby disappear near this cemetery and couldn't find it, despite searching for several days and nights until she passed away and was buried in this cemetery. California's deadliest wildfire. In November 2018, California was struck by a wildfire, which to date is considered to be the deadliest disaster. This drone footage shows the aftermath of the wildfire that was fueled by strong winds and dry conditions that swiftly turned it into a catastrophic inferno. It consumed nearly 240 square miles, including homes and infrastructure, leaving thousands homeless. Firefighters fought valiantly, but the fire's speed and intensity posed unprecedented challenges. The disaster underscored the increasing wildfire risks driven by climate change and prolonged drought in California. It serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for wildfire prevention and mitigation strategies in the face of a changing climate. Hawaii wildfire. Unlike most wildfires that occur in a forest, this one took the island and turned it into a hell on Earth. In August 2023, Maui, Hawaii suffered a devastating wildfire that ravaged the island and took dozens of homes in its path. A drone pilot was able to capture this dramatic footage during and after the incident. Somehow, the fires spared homes and vehicles that were in blue color, questioning the nature of this wildfire that left 10,000 people homeless, with thousands more that reportedly lost power. Killer whale feast. A drone pilot had a remarkable opportunity to witness the natural drama of two pods of killer whales hunting down a female elephant seal on Sea Lion Island in the Falkland Islands. This female elephant seal had just completed her breeding and suckling period on land and was preparing to return to the sea for post-breeding feeding. The killer whales were patrolling the area and spotted her departure, initiating a swift and coordinated pursuit. What's truly remarkable is the cooperative effort of the killer whales throughout the hunt, from the chase to the capture and eventual consumption of their prey. Mountaineering bears. Of all the animals, bears are perhaps the most skilled when it comes to the obstacles of nature. A drone monitoring animal activity in April 2014 came across this family of endangered Mexican black bears that were making their way by climbing the Santa Elena Canyon wall. As you can see in the footage, the bears climb a steep wall to reach higher ground carefully, and in a way that makes it look quite easy. Bears are known to have determination far greater than most wild animals, which makes them all-rounders as they can swim, climb, and easily outrun a human being. Non-stop elephant journey. These elephants were either possessed, hypnotized, or just on a highly motivated journey. In June 2021, a remarkable event unfolded as a group of around 15 elephants embarked on an incredible 300-mile journey in China. This wandering elephant herd captured the world's attention as they traversed forests, roads, and even urban areas in search of food and new territory. Their journey raised awareness about habitat loss and the need for wildlife conservation. With the help of drones, local authorities closely monitored their movement to ensure safety, making this migration a captivating and heartwarming story. Eventually, they turned around and went back to their native habitat, the Cushabana National Nature Reserve.
Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content.
Mass burial underway. A drone captured this footage in April 2020, showing a massive burial underway amid the struggle that the city of New York faces against the rising coronavirus death toll. Since at that time the space of the morgue was limited, the city made the difficult decision to reduce the time frame for holding unclaimed remains before their interment to the public cemetery on Hart Island. Aerial footage has captured the poignant sight of workers digging graves on this 1-mile stretch of land near the Bronx. Hart Island usually buries around 25 burials per week for individuals who cannot afford a funeral or who have no known relatives. The operations intensified from a single day to a 5-day schedule with 24 burials each day. Tank Graveyard. With the war between Russia and Ukraine going on for more than 20 months, it's only a matter of time until this tank graveyard expands exponentially. A drone footage taken in Ukraine's northern Kyiv region shows dozens of destroyed tanks and armored vehicles. Although the destroyed tanks were once common sights, the authorities are cleaning and piling up the destroyed military vehicles in an area along with severely damaged vehicles. The area is said to have witnessed some of the fiercest fighting for the capital. It's time for today's open discussion. This picture and video were captured by a drone on May 1, 2021, showing the cremation ground in India's capital, New Delhi, following a mass cremation for victims of COVID-19. According to a local source, the country suffered a devastating COVID-19 surge that accelerated to the extent that this cremation ground remained active 24 hours for several weeks, alarming the locals as well as internationally. More than 200,000 people are reported to have lost their lives due to the pandemic in the country. Drone finds lost dog. In December 2022, a heartwarming story unfolded in the remote areas of Devons involving a lost Shiba Inu dog. This adventurous pup found itself in a tight spot, with its leash entangled in branches, rendering it unable to move. Fortunately, local first responders from the Harvard area came to the rescue using an innovative search and rescue drone equipped with thermal imaging technology. This high-tech marvel quickly spotted the stranded dog, guiding one of the first responders to its location. With a few tempting treats in hand, the responder managed to get closer to the dog, securing a successful rescue mission that brought the lost pup back to safety. Humanoid shadow. This certainly could have been anything from a ghost to an extraterrestrial being who was stalking this girl. A drone footage shared by an unknown uploader on Reddit shows a girl in an undisclosed location on the outskirts of a city that was nearby, where she was seen walking alone with a human-like shadow figure that was following her. Judging by the movement of this figure, it almost seems like it wanted to possess or somehow influence the girl under its control. What do you think this could have been? Please do share with us down in the comments. Flying into tornado. Venturing into the heart of a tornado may sound like a suicide, but who wouldn't, with a drone, have the insatiable curiosity of peering into the eye of Mother Nature's fury? A drone pilot from Mississippi shared this footage in May 2022, showing a huge tornado into which he flew his drone just to unlock the mysteries of the tornado, to collect data that could rewrite the books on tornado dynamics, enhancing our ability to predict and protect against them. Interestingly, despite the odds being considerably against the drone came out in one piece. Whale with spinal injury. A drone was able to locate BCX 1232, also known as Moon, is a remarkable humpback whale that suffers from a spinal injury and a twisted tail. It was first found on the British Columbia coastline, but this time it was spotted by the Big Island of Hawaii. With the whale suffering from such a critical injury, experts were shocked, especially since they were skeptical about its survival. Moon still managed to cover an arduous 4,000-mile-long journey to warmer Hawaiian seas with an injury that was likely the result of a ship strike. Drone rescues swimmers. Help came from the air for these two teenage swimmers struggling in powerful surf in what the local authorities called a world first. A drone footage from January 2018 shows two teenagers who were found caught in the treacherous grip of a rip current amidst the choppy waters off Lennox Head in New South Wales. Upon the discovery, a Westpac Little Ripper lifesaver drone was promptly dispatched. It skillfully navigated to their precise location, where it not only identified the distressed youths, but also effectively deployed a little raft. This invaluable flotation device provided a lifeline, enabling the pair to make their way back to safety. Dealing with Australia's vast coastal shoreline, a drone plays a critical role in preventing drowning accidents. Large iceberg breaking over. This iceberg was so huge that it almost seemed to be an island, and that was dropping on its own weight. A drone footage from September 2015 shows the moment when a huge iceberg cracked from what looked to be an island that broke apart and drowned within seconds, while sending tsunami-like waves all around. As the footage got viral, many considered it to be a cause of concern, citing it to be the effect of climate change, which may result in rising ocean levels to a concerning level. Frozen lakefront houses. Of all the things that can freeze, having your home freeze is probably the most terrifying thing that can actually happen. A drone filmed in the aftermath effects of a deadly winter storm that struck the residents of Ontario, Canada in December 2022 and froze a row of lakefront houses completely. Authorities declared a state of emergency after heavy snowfall, and the National Guards were called in to help residents that were trapped inside houses and without power. The incident took several dozen lives due to such a sudden storm that baffled the nation. Orca attack on whales. Typically, the secrets of the ocean stay hidden beneath the waves, but a remarkable drone managed to unveil a captivating marine drama. Hovering not far from the California coast, this drone captured an extraordinary encounter. Around 30 orcas launching an extended attack on 2 massive adult gray whales, a battle that persisted for over 5 gripping hours. Despite the numerical advantage of the orcas, the whales showcased astonishing resilience and strength. In a surprising twist, they managed to outmaneuver and overpower their relentless assailants, ultimately breaking free from the intense skirmish. While the whales achieved their escape, they bore the scars of their fierce struggle, leaving us with a riveting tale of survival beneath the ocean's surface. Drone sights UFO. Considering the vast advancement of drone technology rapidly taking over the world, drones can now certainly get a closer look at UFOs. In April 2023, the Pentagon released this footage showing 2 unidentified flying objects, where one UFO passed by just below the drone, maneuvering through the skies. The second UFO sight was made by a military drone in the Middle East on July 12, 2022, after it appeared as a silver orb-like object that gracefully crossed the sensor's field of view. Despite thorough examination, the objects remain shrouded in mystery, with the Department of Defense unable to determine its identity. South African coast tsunami. While everyone was moving to safer ground, this drone pilot managed to capture the moment. On September 16th, the South African coast witnessed the relentless onslaught of monstrous tidal waves that breached through the shoreline and into the city. The National Weather Service sounded the alarm with a level 5 warning, indicating the imminent threat of destructive winds and waves. The drone captured the aerial view showing record-breaking waves, towering up to 7 meters high, combined with fierce winds clocking in at 70 kilometers per hour, left a trail of destruction in their wake. Beaches and municipal infrastructure took a hit, serving as a stark reminder of the raw power and unpredictability of Mother Nature's wrath. Moving off an island. Of all the things that humankind has achieved, no one saw this coming. Drone footage was shared in September 2023, showing over a dozen boats and vessels that banded together to relocate a floating island in Wisconsin's Lake Chippewa. This land was formed after the creation of the lake in 1923 by flooding a large swamp, and the peat bog started rising to the surface and started to grass, plant seeds, and even trees. These bogs tend to grow and vary in size of parking space, the largest of them being 40 acres. With the land only floating on the water, the trees act as sails when the wind blows, moving the entire mass around the lake. To avoid it from blocking bridges and other infrastructure, boaters, along with the help of the wind, pushed them into a safe spot. Decade-long eruption. This probably has been the longest volcanic eruption ever to be documented in human history. A drone footage taken in October 2017 shows Lussi, which is also known as the Lumpur Sajaro mudflow. It is a fascinating but enduring geological anomaly that has baffled scientists since its unexpected onset in 2006 on the Indonesian island of Java. Unlike typical volcanoes, Lussi doesn't spew molten lava. Instead, it continuously erupts, scorching mud and gases triggered not by volcanic activity, but by drilling operations in a nearby natural gas well. This phenomenon has displaced communities, engulfed homes, and posed environmental and economic challenges, serving as a testament to the Earth's unpredictable and powerful geological processes. Red wine flood. In a sight that could make any wine connoisseur shed a tear, the streets of São Lourenço de Barro in central Portugal found themselves awash with millions of liters of red wine. This unexpected event occurred in September 2023, when two massive wine tanks at a distillery burst. As a result, it unleashed a torrent of approximately 2.2 million liters of wine, an amount equivalent to an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The scene was nothing short of surreal, as locals looked on in bemusement, witnessing this crimson deluge meandering through the village streets, encircling street signs and enveloping parked cars. Lava swallowing pool. A drone covering the spread of Spain's La Palma volcano captured this astonishing sight of lava engulfing both a swimming pool and houses, while it inexorably moved toward the coastline. This volcanic eruption marks the Canary Islands' first eruption on land in half a century, necessitating the evacuation of more than 6,000 individuals. Authorities have strongly advised against sightseeing in the vicinity of the eruption to ensure everyone's safety. Remarkably, despite the eruption's widespread impact, no fatalities or injuries have been reported. The drone's camera captured the relentless progression of the dark lava, carving a path of destruction as it descended the volcano's western slope toward the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Floating sea lions. Not that these sea lions are expired or anything, but just that they can't make a move. In November 2015, a drone that was cruising along the beaches of Monterey, California, came across a huge group of sea lions that were floating on the surface of the ocean. Initially, the operator perceived the sea lions to be deceased, but upon a closer look, found them alive and well. According to marine biologists, these marine animals had eaten tons of sardines that came into the area, so much that they were so full that they could move due to the risk of vomiting if they came onto land. UFO flies by drone. Drone operators were filming in the skies of Beaver, Utah for a documentary in February 2019 and captured what looks like a UFO passing by quickly by their drone. Since the UFO was moving at a speed of 500 miles per hour, they didn't realize what they had captured until the video was being reviewed. It shows the moment when the drone swooped from the mountain range as it blew past their drone. It surprised them of the vessel virtually having no sound and that it didn't cause a sonic boom, which most flying objects do while moving that fast. Indirect drone downing. If this weren't an indirect confrontation, it would have escalated tensions rapidly. In March 2023, U.S. Air Force released this video showing the cause of one of their drones, crashing when a Russian Su-27 fighter jet closed in and dumped partial fuel on the drone. The fuel struck and started to hinder the propeller of the MQ-9 from being able to function, causing it to lose altitude rapidly until it downed within the international waters. The drone was later recovered in a repairable condition, which might not have been the case had the first used its weapons. Penguin mega colony. In March 2018, a groundbreaking discovery was made using a drone that unearthed this colossal mega colonies of penguins near the Antarctic peninsula. These incredible colonies are home to over 1.5 million Adélie penguins, showcasing the region's critical significance as a sanctuary from the impacts of climate change and human activities. This revelation has ignited a fervent call for the protection of this precious ecosystem, emphasizing the need for a vast new marine wildlife reserve currently under consideration. The Adélie penguins, nestled on the Danger Islands in the Weddell Sea, located on the eastern flank of the Antarctic peninsula, exemplify the awe-inspiring resilience of nature and the urgency of safeguarding its most pristine corners. Nap in pool. Initially, this elephant may seem to have expired, but it's rather a case of boredom or stress. A footage was uploaded on the internet in July 2020 showing an elephant nicknamed as Colonel the Elephant who was relaxing and napping in a pool at the Fort Worth Zoo. Initially, many perceived the animal to be sick or dying, but according to zookeepers, it was only resorting to this measure to cool itself down in the scorching heat. Colonel the Elephant had its trunk out on the surface of the pool to breathe while taking a nap in the pool. Crashing flying object. From the looks of this footage, it seems like the UFO actually felt threatened so much so that it engaged the recording drone. This footage was released by the Department of Defense, showing one of their Predator drones that was ambushed by an unknown source while it was following an unidentified flying object. The object launches some type of energy projectile at the drone, which momentarily disrupts the visual feed of the drone. By the time the feed recovers, the mysterious flying object disappears out of the blue. With radio silence from the military and the government, no one knows for sure what actually happened here. Ship launch tidal wave. The launching of this ship was something that was so much looked forward to that no one thought about the nearby busy road. A footage that was uploaded on the internet by a drone pilot shows the moment a huge tanker ship that was to be launched into the sea from the front way until it slipped sideways instead. As a result, it sent a huge tidal wave to a nearby road, washing over it completely. Fortunately, traffic nearby was halted for safety reasons until the ship launch was completed. Lost child search. If it weren't for the drone, this child may not have been found this easily. In September 2020, a drone with thermal capability was dispatched by the Ontario Provincial Police in Canada after receiving a call from a frantic mother in Sauble Beach who reported her 6-year-old son with special needs to be missing. After an extensive search, it was after midnight when the drone camera picked up a human figure's heat signature deep in the woods before the squad cars were guided towards the location, along with the ambulance and fire crew. Fortunately, the boy was found in good condition.
Bringing him out. He appears to be in good condition, but I want to get him.
Car park sinkhole. This footage was taken in January 2021, Naples, Italy, showing the colossal sinkhole that suddenly appeared in the parking lot of a local hospital. It was measured to be several meters deep and wide, opening up beneath the unsuspecting parked cars, creating a scene straight out of a disaster movie. The good news was that this extraordinary occurrence happened in the early hours, sparing any potential injuries. But the shock and awe were undeniable. Swift action was taken by authorities, summoning engineers and emergency services to assess the situation and ensure the safety of the hospital and its surroundings. Germantown giant sinkhole. This probably is the biggest and the worst of all known sinkholes. In July 2021, the western German town of Erfstadt suffered a jaw-dropping sinkhole collapse where the ground beneath the city sank suddenly. Emergency workers and rescuers rushed to help people who were trapped in their homes. According to experts, this sinkhole was caused by heavy rainfall and flooding. where the excess water saturated the ground and caused destabilization of the soil. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.